These rocky shores where I call home, where my heart longs to be. Whenever I roam, it's these rocky shores, it's where I long to be. Yes, it's these rocky shores, they are home to me.
Whenever I leave here, it hurts me so, with tears in my eyes, oh I hate to go. There ain't no work, and the kids need new clothes, the bills need paying, so off I must go.
These rocky shores where I call home, where my heart longs to be. Whenever I roam, yes, these rocky shores, it's where I long to be. Yes, these rocky shores, they're home to me.
Where did it all go? The life I once had on the ocean's gentle road. My tears in my eyes and my head in my hands, away from my family, I hope they understand.
That is these rocky shores where I call home, it's where my heart longs to be. Whenever I roam, yes, these rocky shores where I long to be. Yes, these rocky shores, they are home to me. Yes, these rocky shores, they are home to me.
Good evening and welcome to This Week in Review. Tonight's stories include Volunteering Program at the Calder Healthcare Centre, Firearms Information Centre held at the Community Centre, Level 3 students put on the anti-violence kits for the students at A.J. Matthews School. These stories plus community events, the BBS Playbill, Off the Rack and more, coming up after this.
The Government of Canada has good news for seniors. Now it's easier to renew the Guaranteed Income Supplement or the Spouse's Allowance. Most pensioners will have their benefits renewed automatically by filing an income tax return. We recently sent you a letter about this. If you haven't received it, please call Human Resources Development Canada free of charge at 1-800-277-9914.
Since this week was Volunteer Appreciation Week, we thought it would be nice to tell you about a fairly new group of volunteers in our town. This is a group of young people who take part in the volunteering program at the Calder Healthcare Centre. There has been individuals volunteering at the hospital for years, but approximately 3 years ago, this program came under the volunteering program with the Western Healthcare Cooperation. The volunteering program, under the direction of Jeanette Ann, Recreation Volunteer Service Worker, has 10 registered members. Becoming a volunteer in this program involves several steps. First, you have to pick up an application from Jeanette at the hospital. Along with the application, you are required to have 2 reference checks. One must be a teacher and neither can be a family member. Your references are then checked. If you don't check out, that's as far as you go. If your references are accepted, then you are invited to a short interview. The candidates are asked questions like, why did you choose the volunteering program? Have you volunteered before? And do you have any problems working with different types of people, etc.? A 1-hour group orientation comes next. Here, the volunteers cover topics like wheelchair handling, infection control, and the mission statement. The orientation checklist is also done. This is when they are told about the dress code, attendance, smoking policy, and fire procedures. During this orientation, they are asked to sign a confidentiality form. They are then taken on the tour of the hospital, showing them the fire exits and their work area. The volunteers have to serve a probation period of 1 month. Then they are put on a schedule. Usually 2 volunteers are scheduled together. If at some point the volunteers break any of the most serious rules, it is ground for termination of their application. The volunteers are now ready to assist Jeanette and the residents in such activities like word games, beanbag games, Yahtzee competition, fun and fitness program, and any other social events like the Lions Pub Night and a variety of parties throughout the year. The volunteers take part in mostly group activities, but from time to time the young people will work with individual residents on programs called like Reminiscence. By taking part in this program, the volunteers get a chance to chat with the residents about their younger years. Because this is the International Year of the Holy Person, every 2 weeks each volunteer is responsible for doing up a profile on the life of one of the residents. This profile will be put on display for everyone to view. Sometime in May there will be a recruitment for more volunteers. If you think this program is something you may enjoy, please consider becoming a volunteer. The volunteers, residents, family members, and staff at the Calder Healthcare Center all agree to the benefits this type of program are numerous, some of which include more confidence for the volunteers, and they get a bird's eye view about the medical field. For the residents, it provides an opportunity for them to talk about themselves and develop new friendships with the volunteers. The volunteer program is a very important part in the lives of the residents at the Calder Healthcare Center, and these 10 young people should be commended for the excellent job they are doing for our seniors. Perry Priddle from the Firearms Office in Corner Brook held a public meeting on Wednesday of this week to answer questions about the Firearms Act and all the applications involved in registering your firearms.
From a place called Victoria Carboneer on the west coast, east coast. I moved to Corner Brook in 1986. I grew up so long in the fog and rain and drizzle. Then when I got to Corner Brook, I seen the west coast still nice, so I stayed here ever since. I'm a 17-year member with the Royal Newfoundland Constabulary, and as of May passed, I'm seconded with the Federal Department of Justice to go over the Firearms Act and do things to the Firearms Act. If you're going to keep only what you got home now, and you're not going to buy any more firearms, all you need is a possession license, possession only license.
So that's going to cost you, say this year it's going to cost you $10, next year,
5 years.
5 years from now it's going to cost you 60.
Yes.
And probably 5 years from that it's going to cost you 100.
Well, there's no plans to increase that. Apparently the fee will be $60.
No.
Don't get the registration and your possession license mixed up. They're 2 different things. Possession license is my picture on it, and it says that I can possess firearms. Okay, possess what I already got home. The registration is the firearm, which is the serial number, 30-6, and all that stuff like that. 2 different things.
Well, when you got old guns or something, you got to register your gun beside the section only, like.
Yeah. Yeah. You have until the year 2001 to get a possession only license. And you have to 2003 to get your gun registered.
So the registration is just one shot deal.
No. Registration is once in a lifetime deal. The only time you have to re-register your firearms, we'll get it in a minute, but is for if you transfer ownership, you alter, pick barrel up, and there's a minor's license, and that's from ages 12 to 17. So if anybody's under 17, you fall in this category. The minor may possess and use but not own firearms. They're not allowed to own a firearm until he turns 18. Firearms cannot be registered in a minor's name. For line guns, and what do you mean by line guns? Would be hunting rifles or shotguns. Requires written consent from parent or legal guardian to get a minor license. And a minor must take a Canadian firearm safety course for a minor's license. Now, if your young fella is 16 and he got a rabbit license, and you're going with him, he don't need a minor's license. If you're under the direct immediate supervision of that young fella or young girl, which means you can tell, but don't do that. Now, if he's got another side of 5, and you can see the speck plate over there, that's him. He needs a minor's license. If you're wanting to buy a gun, you're going to need a possession and acquisition license. And this is the one that replaces the FAC that you know now. If you got an FAC in your pocket, and it don't expire until 2001 or whatever, then that's good. You don't need nothing else until that expires. If you're like me and it expired years ago, you're going to need one of these, possession and acquisition license, to go purchase a firearm. Whether I buy it off of you, buy it off of Canadian Tire, or you give it to me as a present. That one there is $60. Your FAC was $50 if you had one. Now, if you get this one, this is pretty well almost a top license, so you don't need the possession one. You don't need two, you just need either or, okay, for different reasons. This allows you, okay, this covers the firearms you already own. It allows you to buy new firearms, inherit firearms, receive them as gifts or in trade. It allows you to buy or receive crossbows. With this one, you need a Canadian firearm safety course. Yeah.
Now, to get a precision application license, do I have to do that course over again?
No. If you've done the course, it's called Canadian Firearm Safety Course. Usually, I know farmers go through trade school. If you get that course, that's a once in a lifetime course. You never have to do it again.
So I gotta just buy a license.
Yeah.
Just one minute.
Registration requires requires registration of all firearms, including hunting rifles and shotguns. So all guns has to be registered by 2003. So what you do, you go to the post office, you pick up one of these, you fill it in, and for each one of these, you can put 2 firearms on it. And the post office won't give you no more than one. You can just go down wherever the library or wherever you get a photocopier and just photocopy it. Okay? Send this in. It costs $10 to register your guns for the first year. Okay? If you do it within the first year.
First year, that's for lifetime.
Yeah. If you got one gun home or you got 200, $10 for all of them. What a deal. Unless you transfer it to somebody else, the registration has changed. If you alter it, if you like change barrels on it and made it somewhat different firearm. But if you've got it going home now, you're never going to do a lot to it with regards to gunsmithing stuff. Then you just do this once and you'll never have to do it again. Yeah.
But you only do it for you.
Well, yeah. We don't have to go, we don't have to get nothing registered. After 2003, you don't have nothing registered, means you got no go. So,
Yeah, well, if I go down the road from one, and they ask me for registration, that's happening.
then you're, it's a fence under the
Another thing.
That's fine, that's jail. You're in a situation where you and your wife hunt, and you got one gun? Just one gun?
Right.
Okay.
3 a week, 3 2s.
Now, your wife can, or you, one of you can't get a possession license, because there's only one gun there. You don't, even though technically and legally you both own the gun, you can only be registered to one person and one person only.
Can you use a gun?
She don't have a possession license, because she don't have to go to get a license for
You
it.
got the one that comes right out of this place.
But you can't go in and shoot a car with.
She can't get punished. The possession license is to possess the firearms you already own. She don't own anything, because you just registered to you.
The one
way, if she go get, take that course, then she could get,
Right.
that's the only way.
Acquisition.
Yeah, right on.
She got to go to the course and everything. But do you have 2 guns at home?
Yeah.
You get 2? You're better off registering one to her and one to you, because she owns a half a million.
It's going to cost $20.
The other way it's going to cost a lot more than that. She's going to have to do the course over your gun. No wing bids. But if I got 2, she'll register a shotgun. This is some people don't. She's registered a shotgun and pay her $20. Right, the registration and possession. And I'll do the same, and I can go her, she's more money.
So could you register that gun without taking the course? You could?
Yes, register.
Yeah.
And she already owns it.
Yeah, without taking the course?
Yeah.
Who's going to enforce?
Would they be enforced by any peace officer?
Peace officer.
Okay, peace officer, which includes fisheries and oceans and everybody. Everybody's peace officers. We're saying our big game on? Yeah. Yeah, peace officers. Anyway, gentlemen, it's been a fun meeting around a few minutes after, because I have to pack up the stuff I got there, so if you get any questions other than we had here now, I'll be around. Now, I don't know all the answers. If I don't know something, I'll find it and get back to you on it. This new meeting. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you. I'd like to thank the Lions Club and community of Virgil for all the
Stay tuned for more of This Week in Review coming up after this.
In West Africa, when rain is scarce, crops fail, forcing rural people to move to cities in search of a means to provide for their families. With the help of USC Canada, villagers in northern Mali are fighting the pressure to leave with projects focused on market gardens, small credit schemes, and improved soil conservation methods. Help the people of Mali fight back against desertification and drought. Support USC Canada today.
During the past few months, we have been telling you about the high school students that have been doing the anti-violence skits. On Friday afternoon, we got to see the finished product at the elementary school level.
Lee, did you see your shirt and those pants?
I want jeans, pants, school dollar, gosh,
Your hair. Pussy bags. You didn't act like a zillion years ago. And ring white polka dots. Please, don't forget little Timmy. He's a jerk. He nerd out to school and looked like he worked there in the 50s.
You see those glasses they have?
The bomb, tape the writing with everything. We can't help it. In dark times, like, so I forgot where I hid his books to.
I have a good package. Yeah.
I couldn't help it. I accidentally ruined his painting.
Throw water in locker. So what?
And he goes to tell the principal. She calls all on us. What's our parents going to do? Frame this?
Yeah,
Whatever.
Hey, good. This is just left the building.
Little this.
No, even better. Little Timmy.
Do you think you're dealing with Timmy nerd now?
Nice, wow. You push me forward.
You're not
These skits will be shown in their entirety at a later date. The Lions Club held a pub night for the residents of the Calder Healthcare Centre on Thursday of this week. The musicians, which included Joe Casser, Owen Marsden, Bernice Dumford and her sister Jean and Sue, Albert Ricketts and Leonard Porter, played a variety of songs. The Lions members served treats and refreshments. Of course, some of the Lions members couldn't resist the music and had to have a dance. Everyone had a wonderful time, and the residents would like to thank the Lions Club for coming up and providing such a wonderful evening of entertainment. Now over to Councillor Robert Sims with the Council report.
Good evening. Council report from his last regular meeting held on April 21st, 1999. The first 40 minutes of the meeting was taken up by Corporal McDonald, the officer in charge of the RCMP Burgess Detachment. Corporal McDonald had been invited to attend the meeting to discuss policing in general in our town. One of the council's biggest concerns was the report put out by the Help Committee on the alcohol and drug abuse in Burgeo. Corporal McDonald explained that there is alcohol and drugs being used by teenagers in every town and community, and the less activities there are for those teenagers to avail of, then the greater the problem. In Burgeo, this problem has been greatly diminished by the Bright Sights youth, who operate a center where teenagers and younger youth can go on weekends and do other things rather than use alcohol and drugs. I think the Bright Sights should be commended for the work they have done in setting up and operating this center. The statistics on other things such as break-ins, vandalism, crime, and etc. is next to nil. So therefore, the problem with alcohol and drug abuse, which is not a serious one, is being concentrated on more. Overall, the town of Burgeo, when compared to all other towns and communities in this policing district, is very low on the list with regards to any illegal activities. Other concerns discussed were pedestrians not using the sidewalks or walking on the left facing oncoming traffic where there are no sidewalks. There is a problem with residents, both young and old, walking out in the street, sometimes 3 or 4 abreast, and also not using the sidewalks, but crossing wherever they feel like it. Increasing the speed limit around town. This was discussed, and council was advised that a motion will be put forward at the next meeting to have the speed limit around town increase from 30 to 40 kilometers per hour, starting at the hockey rink. Also, increasing the speed limit from Scott's Garage, that's the Haltermar, out to the hockey rink. So I want to say at this time, for any residents out there that would like to comment on this motion that's going to be put forward at the next meeting, can do so by contacting the town office with their concerns. Councillor Blaine Marks have been trying to set up a committee to compile material for a history book on the town of Burgeo. I don't think he is having much success in getting anyone to commit their services. If there is anyone who has interest in this and would like to get involved, then please give Blaine a call, or you can contact the town office. I would say this is a very interesting article to compile some data and put together a history book on our town. So if you had some time, free time on hand, by all means contact Blaine or the town office. In the near future, the town will be converting its chlorine system from 150-pound cylinders to 1-ton cylinders. This will result in a modest savings to the town each year. This savings will come about by buying in larger cylinders and not by cutting back in the usage. So therefore, there's going to be some renovations made to the chlorine plant there at Aaron's Arm, so that we can save money from not having to buy as many small cylinders, and by buying the 1-ton cylinders will save us, our town, a fair amount of money each year. Again this year, councillors and staff will take part in the Mayor's March for Heart Disease. The walk is scheduled for June the 1st, 1999, beginning at 7 p.m. Once the packages have arrived, then all participants will be looking for sponsors. Awards will be presented to the town raising the most money. All funds raised from this event will help the foundation in its fight against Canada's #1 killer, and that is the heart disease and stroke. This is the 9th annual Mayor's March, and we look forward to your continuing support. So if there's anyone out there that would like to get involved by the means of probably picking up a sponsor sheet when they arrive. We can notify the residents by the means of BBS, and like I said, if anyone do want to get involved and take part and to raise money for this worthy cause, by all means, when the packages and sponsor sheets arrive, you can get one from the town office, or if you don't want to take part directly, then you can sponsor the councillors, the mayor, or any of the councillors that is taking part. And again, I will throw out an invitation for anyone of the general public that would like to attend any of the regular council meetings that's being held on the first and third Wednesdays of each month. So Mornell, that is the last report. So thank you.
Stay with us for Off the Rack, the community events, and the BBS Playbill, all after this.
Haunted by her own experiences during the war, Dr. Lotta Hitchmanova started USC Canada to reach out to those in need. USC is working hand in hand with villagers in Africa and Asia to help them find long-term solutions to their problems. Tomorrow begins today with your pledge. I'm Bruce Coburn for USC Canada, 56 Spark Street, Ottawa.
Off the Rack. This week, as we scanned our tape rack, we came across a tape of Eleanor Benjamin telling stories at the old public library. Don't we all wish we could tell stories like this?
They were sitting in a big bowl on top of the table with 3 great, big, juicy oranges. They smelled so good. She was hungry. She couldn't help it. She picked one of them and she ate it, and it was really good. Then she looked at the second one, and it looked better than the first one, so she ate that one, and that one was really good too. Well, she didn't stop there. She ate the third one. And then her stepmother came home, and she said, "Somebody's been eating my oranges. Whoever's been eating my oranges, she'd better start saying her prayers right now, because she doesn't have very long to live." And when the little girl heard that, she ran out the door. She ran across, she ran through the woods, she ran down to the graveyard where her mother was buried. And she threw herself down on the grave and she began to cry. And after a while, she fell asleep. And in the morning, when she woke up, she stood up and something fell off her skirt onto the ground. What do you suppose that was? It was a little orange seed. And it fell into the ground, and all of a sudden, a green leaf popped right up like that. And when she saw that green leaf pop up, she began to sing to it. "Oh, orange tree, grow and grow and grow. Orange tree, grow and grow and grow. Orange tree, stepmother is not real mother. Orange tree." And that little leaf began to grow up, 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 until the tree was as tall as she was. And she looked at that tree. And then she began to sing to it again, because it was just one tall, thin tree. She started singing, "Oh, orange tree, branch and branch and branch, orange tree. Orange tree, branch and branch and branch, orange tree. Stepmother is not real mother, orange tree." And the orange tree began to branch all out like an orange tree should. And then little buds began to appear. And she sang to it again. "Oh, orange tree, flower, 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 orange tree. Orange tree, flower, 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 orange tree. Stepmother is not real mother, orange tree." And beautiful white flowers popped out all over the tree. And then little tiny green oranges began to form underneath the flowers. And the flower petals fell onto the ground. And she sang to the tree again.
Good evening, and welcome to the community events segment on tonight's broadcast. I'm Linda Green. The winner at the J. Matthews School Council TV was Brenda Spencer Missers. Congratulations, Brenda. The Burnett's will be having a TV bingo on Wednesday, April 28th at 7 p.m. Cards are $1 each, or 6 for $5, and are available from any Burnett's member and in most stores around town. Please support the Burnett's Play TV Bingo. The Long Range Regional Economic Development Board will be holding a youth conference and training session in Stephenville on May 6th and 7th. Youth between the ages of 13 and 18 from St. John's Central High are invited to participate. Travel and accommodations will be provided. For more information or to pick up an appropriate registration form, please contact Teresa at the BDDB office at 886-2302. Registration forms can also be picked up at the high school. The Lioness will be sponsoring a community shower to assist Edward Ball with medical costs in his fight against cancer. This community shower will take place at the community center on Monday, April 26th. Cards will start at 9:30 p.m. Your support will be greatly appreciated. Pay tribute to your mom or any family member or friend that has been touched by cancer by taking part in the first ever Walk for Mom to take place in Burgeo on Mother's Day, May 9th at 1 p.m. starting at the community center. Following the walk, participants will be treated to refreshment, entertainment, and prize draws back at the community center. Pledge sheets are available by contacting Barbara Rhymes at 886-2588 or Marjorie Mead at 886-2006. T-shirts will be available for $10 each or free to anyone raising $100 in pledges. All proceeds are in aid at the Cancer Society. There will be a book fair at J. Matthews School from April 26th to April 30th. Primary and preschool parents, why not plan to attend the family event plan for Wednesday and Thursday afternoon? You have a chance to win $25 worth of books. If your group or organization has an upcoming event plan, we would be happy to advertise it for you. You can contact the BBS office by Wednesday of each week to have items included in this portion of our broadcast. That concludes the community event segment of tonight's program. See you next week.
BBS Playbill. Tune in on Tuesday at 7 p.m. for a rebroadcast of Pansy's Garden. Try your luck on Wednesday by playing Burnett's TV Bingo and you could be $300 richer. Tune in on Thursday when we'll have a Warhamps video entitled Canada's Hong Kong Veterans, the compensation story. Join Pansy and the gang for 2 stories of craft and lots of fun on Saturday morning at 11 a.m. on Pansy's Garden. Next Sunday at 6:30 p.m. we will have the mission service from the Anglican Church, including the Flames of the Faithful Choir. And I'll be here again next week with This Week in Review. Next week's program will be followed by the Bandwagon. For This Week in Review, I'm Marie Rose. Good night.